Hi and welcome back to our top 100 list that I'm counting down here on Purge Reviews. Today we'll be looking at 60 through 51. And what we have here, it looks like, is really some good games. The games I really like. But before we jump into these, I'd like to say welcome to Purge Reviews. If you don't mind, subscribe to the channel. It really helps out. Right now, we're trying to get to 500 subscribers, but when we get to 700, we're giving away a free copy of the deluxe edition of the Manhattan Project Chain Reactions, the one I purchased myself. And I'd like to give away, because it's a pretty good game. And I bought an extra copy to give away on this channel when we get to 700 subscribers. One of my lucky subscribers. We've already given away quite a few games, some prototypes and some Dice Master stuff. So continue to check in, and just for subscribing to the channel, you're likely to get a free game at some point. So let's go ahead and jump into this list and see what's next. Right now, at number 60, you have Smash Up. Now, we talked about Sentinels in the Multiverse before and how variety was such a big part of it. Smash Up even more so. The more of these expansions and add-ons and more factions that you get, the more fun you can have. Because a lot of this game, the game is pretty cool. You're putting cards down, seeing how they work. They all have different powers, and you're trying to get a number around it to score victory points. But the real fun in this game is taking Star Trek and putting it with ninjas or time travelers with Mr. Who. It's really fun to have dinosaur robots and mix them together and zombie werewolf men. And that's where the fun comes in. So all these different sets that you have can come together and create Smash Up, which is a really fun little card game. Really easy to jump into, not hard at all. That's number 60. Number 59 is, I believe, a Stefan Feld game, BRUGES. And this game is really fun. This is the king of one card does multiple things. There's a lot of different ways to score in this game. And it's so much fun. And really, I find this game, a little bit over the gateway game, but really easy to teach and really fun to play. And I like the multiple uses of the card. You're always like, well, what can I do with this? Or, you know what, I'm not going to be able to afford this for a while, so I better go ahead and spend it now so it's worth something because I don't want to hold on to it forever. It is just a great game. Try this one out. But it's a little heavier than the other ones. Number 58 is a great two-player game. I'm surprised it's not higher on this list. Lord of the Rings: The Confrontation. Now, I have the deluxe version. That's the version that I know and I'd recommend to you. I believe that one I know it comes with 2 sets of cards, if you will, so you get a lot of variety. There's a basic and an advanced, I suppose. I think the regular version only comes with 1, but I'd highly recommend. The deluxe is nice. It's the only one that I really know, to be honest. But it's Stratego for gamers. There's a little bit of luck in it because when you're attacking, you don't really know who you're attacking most of the time. But as you play it more, you figure it out because you know that the Balrog is going through the center and this person, unless they're messing with you. And that's what's really fun about it. So this is Stratego for gamers. Number 57 is a new game, one that I've been trying to get a review out for a while. It's not yet released in America. It's called KASHGAR. And this is a different kind of deck building. You have 3 decks laid out in front of you. And you always have to use the first card and then send it to the back. It is, it's so wonderful. You want to build one row pretty strong, but you don't want to put too many cards in it because it'll take you a while to get back to the ones that you want. So you split it up, but you're not always churning all 3. I really like this game, and I feel like this game is very easy to teach. It might even be like a gateway game in a deck building to me because it's so easy. You only have 3 cards in front of you that you can use, and you can only use one of them. And you just kind of learn the cards as you go through the deck. I really hope this game gets picked up and brought to America. I really like it, and that's KASHGAR. Number 56 is a game I've done a written review, a video review, I believe, and 3 playthroughs here on my channel. I like it that much. This is a game I brought to the hospital when my son was being born, and I played it over and over and over. Not while he was being born, but while we were waiting, and I stayed a day or 2 after that at the hospital with my wife when she was sleeping and the baby was sleeping, and I was wide awake. Friday was my answer to that boredom. And what a wonderful game it was. Now, I had been playing it wrong for years, making it way too hard on me. And I just learned the new rules, and I like it even more. But it's a little easy now because I was so used to playing with those hard rules. but Friday's a wonderful game. I really, really like it quite a bit, and I think you should add it to your collection. It's a solo-only game with the Robinson Crusoe theme, and it's fantastic. One of the things that's so unique about it is the fact that sometimes you want to lose on purpose. No, not the whole game, but a turn. You might be like, well, I'm going to get rid of these cards and get on my deck, so I'm going to lose this on purpose. And that's so hard to do when you first play. Like, I'm going to beat this. Whoa! And it gets out of control and you lose. You have to stop and say, I'm going to lose now for the good later. And it's so counterintuitive to what I'm used to doing in a game. Very tough, but I like it a lot. Number 55 is one of my favorite party games. Now, if you watched our top 10 party list, you'll know that Pedro doesn't consider this a party game because of the number of players. It plays 4, I believe. Hers is an expansion comes out that adds a 5th. But man, this is a party in a box if I've ever seen one. You're lying. You're telling the truth. I mean, you can win this game by telling the truth the entire time, especially if you're kind of known to being a liar. So, if you're truth, that last round, man, people think you're going to lie because you've been telling the truth all the time, and you tell the truth. That's all it is. It's about how much the players get into the game. I like Sheriff of Nottingham a lot. This is a fantastic, wonderful game. Number 54 is Dawn of the ZEDS. Now, I have the new 3rd edition. I haven't played it. I have played the 2nd edition to death. Love this game. I think there's some multiplayer rules, but really this is a solo game at heart. You can play multiplayer. Don't let me discourage you, but I think this is really meant to be a solo experience. But it uses the Siege engine from Victory Point Games, and it's used wonderfully in this game. There's so many characters coming in. You're going out, you're meeting this guy, you're meeting this lady, and they're adding it to your party. It is a fun game, and that clock is always ticking. And these are going to be the old school zombies, the one that kind of just slowly, and get larger and larger, and they overcome you. That's Dawn of the ZEDS 2nd edition. Wonderful game. Number 53 is my go-to game, and I have 5 people. If I have 5 people and we're not big gamers and we want to play something or I want to introduce them to the game, it's nothing personal that will hit my table. It's very easy to play. It's a little bit of an area majority, depending on which mobsters you want to take control of, and you just screw people over and over again. And I tell people the first time I play, I think it's okay. Take advantage of anybody you want. It's nothing personal. And I'll just start hacking away. And first time when I teach it, I don't even care to win. I'm just trying to show people what this game can be. And this game can be brutal. Now, it's not, I drew this card, so you lose everything that you worked for. You see it happening slowly. You see this person across on the table is going to be fighting for the same mobster. Now, do you back out or do you double down with the cards that you have in your hand? Because the cards in your hand are very valuable because you want those victory points. Or sometimes you say, okay, you want to go after it? Fine. I'm going to put enough influence where you're going to score one time and then he's going to be off the board and go to prison. Or if you have the right card, you can make him sleep with the fishes. And that's so exciting when you take somebody's mobster out. Phenomenal game. Love it. Great. Number 52, we're going to jump off the deep end here. This is PANAMAX. PANAMAX is a game about boats going through a canal. How boring could that be? Well, let me tell you how fun it can be. It can be a lot of fun. What makes this game so wonderful is that you're playing a highly competitive game, but we're using the same boats. So you can't go into this saying, I'm only going to move my guy around. No, you'll get stuck or you need people to move you on their turn. If you fill a boat up with just your stuff, everybody's going to leave it there. So you have to strategically make these short-term alliances to move ships together. You move it, I'll move it, we'll both score. And the other 2 or 3 people at the table won't score, and that's positive points for us. Now, you're not going to make an alliance in this game like Nothing Personal, where I've been able to keep an alliance for a long time with the Game of Thrones. These are going to be short-term alliances because you both have a mutually economic value to moving that boat and keeping it going and getting the bonuses and getting the points and moving it along. This is a phenomenal game, but let me warn you, it's off the deep end. Now, this isn't an 1980s Avalon Hill where you have 72 pages of rule books, but there's a little bit of moving parts here. Now, in the theme, I believe it all makes sense, which makes the game a lot more intuitive than maybe it has to be. but it works brilliantly. If you like things like Kanban, if you like these deeper euros, the Galeras, this is one that you want to try, and that's PANAMAX. Number 51 is Suburbia. Now, this is a game I try to lend itself to two-player game. I think the app is really good, but the app takes in a different direction where you're doing scenarios more. This is really good. Now, there are some add-ons that you can buy, so because there's a lot of things like if you have a restaurant, it triggers every restaurant. So there's like little tokens you can buy extra outside the game. Highly recommend getting those. It makes the game a lot easier to just keep track of because it's a little bit of a spreadsheet, just a tad. There's a lot of different ways to score and move, and you need to be able to see other people's. And I think it's a little bit easier with two, although I'm fine playing this with 2 to 4 players. This is probably one of my favorite city building games. So if you like SimCity, this is it in a box for all intents and purposes. There's some expansions that come with it that really improve the game, or at least give you different varieties to the game that add a lot, even if the base game is just wonderful. So if you want just the base game, just get that and ignore everything that I've said else. Suburbia. So that's my 60 through 51. This list, I think we're getting a little bit heavier games, but there's still some, I think BRUGES, PANAMAX, Suburbia, a little bit heavy. Don to Z2 is kind of a rules-heavy game. But you get KASHGAR, Nothing Personal. You got Smash Up that are a lot easier to digest. There's something here for everybody. Please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. That's what I really need to get right now for this channel is more subscribers. I need people to show an interest in the channel. We're looking to do more top 10s with Dylan and Pedro. If you'd like to see them more, please comment below. If you'd like to see a top 100 from them, comment below. Maybe we'll try to get them in here. But for now, I'll see you guys next time. And if we get to 700, don't forget, we'll be giving away Manhattan Project Deluxe Edition, Chain Reaction, brand new, sealed in the box. Thanks for watching, and have a good night.